All right, hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Today, I'm gonna do something a little different. We're on our way to a job interview, and I thought some people might. Recently, I've been looking for a job, and I thought maybe some people would be interested in what the process is and what to look out for and what the experience is like. So I'm gonna put all these interviews together. Today is March 10th, and then I'm actually waiting for the bus right now. So yeah, I'm gonna record everything leading up to and after these interviews, and then show you guys what it's like. So I'll give you guys more details later. So I hope I don't be late. I hope I'm not late today. So see you guys later. All right, so it's 9:55 and I'm late. That's one thing you shouldn't do: be late. Also, usually people wear like suits, but I'm just wearing a button down. I think because low-key I don't really want this job, and I'm really skeptical. I'm really skeptical of these jobs. It's really loud here. Alright, so I was saying that I'm usually really skeptical of these jobs because they always don't really advertise the real job on the listing. So I'm just gonna go see what it's all about, but I'm late, so I'm just gonna run to it. Alright, so I found this park where just a bunch of people are just smoking. They got some cherry blossoms here. Alright. Alright, so I just finished the interview, and I thought it was pretty good actually. This is so I was pretty late. I was like sweating. I looked like a mess, but the guy was okay. I just made it just on time at 10 o'clock. And there was a young guy. He was at least, I'd have to say, like mid-20s, maybe in the higher 20s, maybe 28, 27, somewhere around there. He spoke really good English. He actually was from California, and he moved here when he was in middle school, so he spoke really good English. This school was actually a okay, so basically there's like a private high school, which is not like a private high school. It's like a school where kids go that don't have any expectations. This school is for like kids that don't really go to universities, so it's a little bit cheaper than normal schools. So I was like so confused, and I couldn't believe that there's places like this. So the parents don't really expect the kids to go to university. So most of these kids, maybe because in Japan, to get a job you need a high school diploma. So maybe some people want to be like a mechanic or maybe a hairstylist. I don't know what other jobs, but the parents don't really think that the kids are going to go to university, or maybe it's too expensive as well. So the school that I applied for, basically they go to this school, and they'll take some of the kids that want to study abroad. So this program is like brand new. It's fresh. It's only been a year, and they're only gonna need one foreign teacher to work there. And so I was asking a lot of questions because I'm just a curious person. And so basically they come in April, and these kids are really like unmotivated because sometimes they're either bullied or they get like kicked out of regular high school, or they're like sad and depressed. I don't know, that's what I got from it. And basically they'll come to the school like in April, and then for 5 months they'll do like kind of like easy school. It's pretty much like an easy school. So there's only like 10 kids, and they want to expand it to 30 kids. But basically they'll go to school for like 5 months, finish their last year of high school, I believe, and then they'll send them off to Canada to a language school. And then from there they stay there for a whole year, and then they'll be sent off to a regular high school in America. So I was like, man, that is tough. Like if you're like a kid who's bullied in in Japan, which, you know, there's a crazy bullying problem in Japan. I don't know why. You know, the teacher, the school should do something about it, but maybe they get bullied from the regular high school, then they go to this school, and then they come to this school, then they have to go to Canada, and then they go to American high school. I mean, I never had problem in American high school. I'm not bragging, but I was kind of one of the popular kids. You know, I was class clown. You know, I knew all the people, but I remember seeing like the other foreigners. I remember, and looking back now, I wish I would have been a lot nicer. But I remember, because I'm Korean, my ethnicity is Korean, but I remember Korean kids. I think this is getting too long, but the Korean kids that come from Korea, maybe they were kind of like bad kids as well. But I remember they were always together. So I mean, it's got to be tough if you're a Japanese student and you go from being bullied to go to Canada, to go to, like, I don't know, I mean, maybe high schools now in America are a lot nicer, the kids are a lot nicer, but I remember when I was in high school, it was a pretty tough place. But I'm sure it's not as tough as these high schools in Japan. They sound like really tough places too, from what I hear. But anyways, so what I would be doing is working from 9:30 to 12:30, and there's only 15-minute classes in between. So there's two 50-minute classes, and you know, it'd be, most of these kids don't even speak really good English, because in Japan they're really far behind in teaching English. My theory is they don't really push teaching English because either they're really proud of being Japanese, or this is my theory is they don't want people leaving Japan. So a lot of Japanese people can get like these work holidays, and I know a lot of people that do. They'll get a 2-year work visa and they can leave Japan, but it's really difficult for them to stay in that country, so they have to come back in 2 years. So I think they don't want, they already have a dying population here, and they're not making enough babies here. The last thing they want is young people leaving the country. So I think that's why they don't really push for English in these public high schools and regular schools. So they give them a little taste of, like, they'll give them the work visa, they'll give them a little taste of Australia, they give them a little taste of America, and then they're like, you got to come back. So yeah, I wasn't properly dressed. I'm never properly dressed, actually. Like, a lot of times you have to wear like a full-out black suit, and I think if a company doesn't hire me because I'm not wearing a suit, I think that's someplace I don't want to work at. Another thing is, a lot of these companies take advantage of these foreigners, and I'm not trying to complain, but I've heard of a lot of horror stories. Even the two brand new people that are working at my company, they've worked at other schools, and it sounds like it was terrible. So yeah, I'm always like cautious, and sometimes they'll take advantage because sometimes they need a visa, and like the guy who's replacing me now, I don't know if it's true or not, but he was saying that he needed a visa within 11 days, so the company gave him $1,000 less a month, and I was like, that's crazy. How do you survive on that? So, you know, I'm always careful about companies taking advantage of me, and that's something I don't want. And it's just, that's kind of like Japanese style. If you talk to any Japanese person or any foreign teacher that works in Japan, that's what they'll tell you. They make you do a lot of jobs, and then they're not going to pay you enough. Like, you know, if they're going to make me do a lot of jobs, you know, give me more money. But they don't do that. They start giving you more jobs and giving you almost less pay sometimes. Where, you know, in America, they'll give you what you're worth. It's a contract between two people, but here it seems like it's just a contract between one person and a company, and I don't think that's fair. So I always try to come with an open mind. There was another interview that I was supposed to go to like this week, but it was closer to my house, but I didn't realize it stops at 10 o'clock. I mean, I won't be home until like 11 o'clock, so I just didn't go to the interview. I told them. The lady never even messaged me back. It's kind of rude, but you have to really check these job listings. So I found this job on Craigslist, and I'll read you the job listing. So maybe I'll put it up. Maybe I'll put it up on this video. It's just like course duration from April to July next year. Target high school age students. Minimum class of 3. So like in the class it says, why don't they give the maximum? Why did they just say 3? So that was weird. I thought it was gonna be just 3 kids, but it's not. It's 10 kids, but it's not bad. Oh, my god, this bird scared me. Gosh. Alright, so yeah, so lesson hours 10 to 12, 10 to 11:50, working 5 days a week, and then it's about 6,000 per day, plus a thousand for transportation. So it's cost me about 800 for here to come from my house to here and then back. So that'll cover the transportation, and it's about $60 per day. So if I can work Monday through Friday, $60 per day, and then I get another part-time job. I mean, you know, you actually only working 2 hours, but you have to be there for 3. So 9 to 10:30, 11:30, 12:30. Yeah, so you only be for 3 hours for $60. It's kind of like $20 an hour. So it's not that bad. So this is the first interview. I don't know how many more interviews I'm gonna go through. This video is already 10 minutes long, but yeah, I'm just gonna put all these interviews together, and then if this helps anybody, that'll be great. So see you guys in the next interview. See you later. Bye. All right, so it's been about a week and a half, and I'm going to do my second interview right now through Zoom. I was thinking about recording the whole interview, but I think them not knowing I'm recording, it's probably not right. So I'm going to do the interview in about 15 minutes, and then I'm going to tell you guys afterwards how it was and what the experience was like. So I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright, so I just finished the interview through Zoom. I talked to this lady in Tokyo, and we had a really good conversation. We just talked about what did we talk about? We talked about what the school is going to be like. So it's basically like these high school kids are going to prepare to go to Canada for language school, and then they're going to go to America to a public high school. And so she was just saying that my job would be just to teach these kids English. And I mean, this is probably one of the best jobs I've heard, because every job that I've heard or before I've worked there, I just thought, maybe it's not that great. But the challenging part about this job is that there's no curriculum, and then there are 50-minute classes in the morning. So it's going to be from like 9 o'clock to like 12, and there's 2 classes, and the kids are very, very quiet. So I thought the interview went well. I think I'm gonna get the job. Usually in America, I don't know, because I'm Asian, I feel like a lot of interviews I go through, I never get the job. But in Asia, as a teacher, because I have so much experience, whenever I go to an interview, I feel like I know if I'm gonna get the job or not. And the last interview I had, I didn't get the job, but it was in a Zoom call, and I don't know, I just didn't really want that job either. But a lot of these jobs I kind of don't want, and this one is not so bad, and I think I'm going to get the job. So she said she's gonna contact me in a couple days, and then we'll see. So this is the first part-time job. I'm thinking about getting 2 part-time jobs right now, so I'm gonna put them all in this video, and we'll see what happens. So I'll get back to you guys in 3 days or a couple of days. Alright guys, I'm not sure which job this one is, because the last time I made a job video was in February, and it's now July. So I don't know how many jobs I've interviewed for. I think this is probably like 2. These videos are gonna probably be really long because I haven't found a job yet, and I'm just really picky. I think usually you'll be really tempted to just kind of work anywhere because you feel so desperate because of the visa situation. But my visa isn't running up until another year or 2, so I just want to get the perfect job. So right now I'm actually going to a interview at a big corporation. I kind of don't want it, but the pay is not too bad, and I just want to see what it's all about. And usually when it's like big corporations, they never hire me. I don't know why. I usually get hired by smaller schools, but I've actually been to the same building before, and I actually interviewed for another position because they have so many branches and so many different places. But if you live in Japan, you probably know which company I'm talking about, but I'm not gonna say. So I'm gonna go in right now. gosh, yeah, I got 10 more minutes, but it's really hot and humid right now, so I'm just gonna go inside for now. See you guys soon. All right, so I just finished up with the it's not an interview, it's like a recruitment process. So basically you go there and they'll tell you about the job and you take a test, and then if you pass the test and you did everything well, then they'll ask you for the interview. But during the process when they're talking about the company, I really didn't want to work for them, because just the pay was okay. The company is pretty decent, but the problem was just the work hours were terrible. Yeah, like you don't get consecutive days off. You'd be pretty much working straight from the hour you start to the hour you finish. The good part about it was that you only work 35 hours per week, but the problem is you're going to be working every hour during those 35 hours, which usually working at schools, you don't usually do that. You have some sort of period where you can prepare and just kind of relax. So during the I don't know if you can see me, but during the PowerPoint, I wanted to just kind of excuse myself and leave, but I didn't want to be rude, so I just stayed. So the whole process was about 3.5 hours, and yeah, I don't think I did so well on the test either. But even if I did pass the test and they asked me to come, I don't think I would come to work for them. I don't know, I'd really have to think about it. So I don't know the next time I'll be going to another interview, and I don't know how long this video is going to be, but I've just kind of saved all these videos and I'm going to put them all together at the end until I find the job. So yeah, so I'll see you guys in a bit. All right, so I just finished up the interview from the job from before this clip, and I thought I did really bad on the test. The test was I don't know what the test, it was like an English test. It had like grammar questions, had like some vocabulary questions. I thought I did that terrible. I don't think they were gonna give me another interview, but I just did, and I don't know if I did well in the interview. I feel like every time I do these interviews, it's not that good, because I don't say the right things maybe, and I'm pretty honest and I try to say the right things. But I also had an interview this morning with another school, and they want me to come again next week, and this is kind of like a kindergarten, I believe. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with these videos. It might be a long video, but I just wanted to show the process. And I also sent in another resume, and I'm not sure if that's going to be if they're going to call me. So I only have actually right now 2 leads, and I have a good feeling about the first one that I just finished, and I'm not sure how I feel right now as far as jobs go, but I'm gonna keep applying and then see what's gonna happen. But I just wanted to mention, I don't know if I mentioned it in these videos because it's been so long, I just wanted to make sure, I just realized last night that there's not gonna be a perfect English teaching job. I think in your mind, in my mind, you think, you know, you want good pay, you want the low hours, because sometimes some schools are 9 hour days, and then some schools are 8-hour days, and then sometimes some schools want you to work on the weekends. So you kind of have to see all the jobs, all the school jobs, and see which one is the least worst, I guess. But you have to see the ones that you're going to be happy with working there, and you got to see the ones that's gonna pay. So you got to think about pay, hours, and if you're gonna be happy there. And I think those are my 3 things that I'm looking for. And I think for me, what's most important is like being happy, and then the pay, and then the hours. You know, you can work with hours. So yeah, we'll see what's gonna happen, and we'll see how long this video is. It's probably gonna be like an hour long, but yeah. All right, so the interview that I just had in the other clip, it's been a couple of days now, and they asked me to come in, and I went today, and I brought the camera and everything, but it was just so hot today that I didn't record it outside, and I just got home. I didn't just get home, but I got home earlier in the day, and I had lunch because I was really hungry. So I went to the interview, and the pay isn't that great. It's actually lower than the average, and I won't go work at a place that's gonna pay less than average. But the thing is, I kind of connected with this owner, and he's the same age as me. It's one school, and I hope somehow maybe in the future he doesn't see this video. Maybe he will see this video, but he's promising that in 8 months from now that they're gonna pay a lot more, and I'm kind of stuck in a hard place in a hard rock. I know I'm getting that wrong, but I'm kind of stuck in a terrible place because I can go out and make $500 more at a different company where it's probably going to be, you know, like a dead end kind of place. But this guy's kind of, he didn't promise me anything, but he's kind of almost guaranteed like it's going to be more money in 8 months. But I just have the feeling that it's not true, and it's hard for me to not get given to that, because I'm always someone who's thinking what if, and if I don't even try, then I don't know what's gonna happen. So the problem is I do it and it doesn't happen, and I've just wasted like 6 or 8 months getting below average pay. But the thing is, he said that he wanted me to work part-time so he can see how I would fit into his group. Let me fix this camera. And so I'm gonna work part-time for him for like half a month for like minimum wage. So I feel almost stupid at this point, but I'm just such a curious person. I don't know if you watch my other vlogs, but I'm such a curious person, and I always have to see things through the end. And sometimes it kicks me in the butt and bites me in the butt, but you know, it's just always gets me in trouble. Even when I'm like driving, I know I should go this way, but I'm always going the opposite way just to make sure it's the wrong way. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I do that all the time. I don't know, it's just kind of like instinct. And maybe that's something that I should work on and improve with myself. But I'm gonna start next week, and I'm gonna work, and it's like a 9-hour shift. It's crazy because this other place that's gonna call me this week, I can work a 7-hour shift and make $500 more. But this place is like a 9-hour shift. You know, you get like an hour break, and then the other one is a 45-minute break. And I don't know, I'm just gonna give it a go. I'm gonna try it out. I'm gonna just do the part-time work for besides the point, also too, I'm not working at the moment, so I don't really lose anything. Like, I go there for 9 hours, I don't really do much work. I'm just kind of training, and I get minimum wage, but I still get like, you know, 80 bucks, 90 bucks a day for doing not many things, and I get to learn, and I can kind of see what if he's telling the truth or not, or what kind of person he is. I'm pretty good at observing people. It takes me a long time to, you know, it really takes a long time for people to really truly show themselves and their true colors. But I'm gonna just try it out for a couple weeks, and then that's it. And then I'm going to still look for other jobs. And right now the job market is kind of dry, and there's not many jobs out there. And because it's the summer season, and usually during the September season it'll get back up again, but usually it's in the January to April, or January to March is like the very heavy season where they're going to be hiring a lot of teachers. So maybe I'll come back and report to you guys after, you know, my part-time work there, and still keep going. I don't know if I'm going to use this footage, because I've just made so many videos on these going into these interviews and finding these jobs. But yeah, I just want to make sure I'm going to be working somewhere that I enjoy, because you know, truth be told, a lot of these places are not that great and very terrible. So I'm going to try my best and see where it goes. So I guess see you in the next clip. Alright guys, so I wanted to finish this video. This whole video took a lot longer than I was expecting. The last time I shot the video, I believe I did a I did a interview, of a Zoom interview, and so basically that interview ended, and then I went to the school. He wanted me to come right away, and I just worked there for maybe a week, and it was terrible, and the pay was really low, and the more I worked there, he told me the less I was going to get. So usually they pay for transportation, and the salary was already low to begin with, and then on top of that he was saying that they wouldn't pay for my transportation, which is like maybe like 200 bucks. So I would be losing a lot of money, and so I just stopped going there. I just told them that I can't do it, but the people were really nice there, the kids were really good, but I ended up just not going. And it was just so I don't know, I just couldn't believe how less he was paying people. I don't know who would take that job. And then afterwards I went to so my ex work, yeah, at my previous job, there was a man who had a friend who had his own international kindergarten. So I emailed him, and I actually went to that school as well, and he wanted just to talk. And then after we talked, he put me straight to work for like a day. He paid me for those days, and that other guy paid me as well. But that place also was paying so low. I don't know what was going on there as well. It's also an international kindergarten. They were both international kindergartens, and they're technically international kindergartens, and basically international kindergartens are just basically the whole kindergarten taught in English. And so yeah, I did it for a day, and I told them that there was not enough money for what they were going to what I had to do at that place. So I just told them no. And so I just didn't record any of the other jobs or the interviews, because this video has been getting so long, and I just figured they're all gonna be the same. And then finally I got I went to an interview in a kindergarten, and she also put me straight to work that day, and she paid me as well. And then so now I'm gonna work there. The pay is not as much as I want to. It's about 200 less than what I was getting at my previous job, but there's a lot of there's not a lot of jobs out right now for teaching English, and the ones that are out, they're not paying at all. And actually, while I was doing my job search, I went through like Reddit, and then because I want to review some of these companies, and I noticed that a lot of these Reddit reviews, which are very recent, a lot of these people come from out of Japan, like foreigners like me. They come to Japan, and they have a really bad experience. And if you want to know for yourself, just look for like English teaching section in Reddit, and either they're getting paid low, they're getting treated unfairly, but it's like they were all taken advantage of. And yeah, if you're ever interested, check out the Reddit section of English teachers. And I hope the whole point of this whole thing was to like help people and just get an idea of what you're getting yourself into when you're going to teach English. My process of how I got a job, and my process is different than, I'm guessing it's going to be different than everybody else's. But the thing is, I have almost 10 years of experience, so I kind of know that I'm going to get a call or an email once I apply to some of these jobs. But there's pretty much only like one website that does most of the hiring, and it's Jonnykimchee. It's spelled GAJINPOT.com. There's other websites, but this is like the main one. And the thing is, at this website, they'll tell you how many applicants applied. So if I apply for a job, and let's say the listings comes on that day, and I apply, it'll tell me how many. And a lot of times there are like 50 applicants or 100 applicants, and it's pretty crazy because I'm up against these this many people, and these companies know that there's so many applicants, so they're gonna pay as low as possible. Now they do have jobs that pay pretty well, but they're gonna ask you to do a lot of things. There's a lot of jobs that start at like 280, 270, which is like maybe 2,500, and you know, they're gonna ask you not only to do a lot, but they're not gonna treat you really nice. And I know this because I know a lot of people that work for these companies, or I know I have a lot of friends that are in different companies, or know people, or I've met people that actually worked at these companies. So there are like pretty much like several main companies, and man, it's really hot. There's several main companies, and they all pretty much have their own reputation, and you can look them up on Glassdoor, or if you just Google them. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'll probably make a video in the future about this, and you know, I think I have a lot of things to say about this, but you know, I think maybe I don't want to sound too biased, because I feel like a lot of times when people talk about these kind of things, they're biased with their own opinions. But yeah, I think and recently with the pandemic going on, it's a lot of these parents are not sending these kids to school, and it might get normal next year, but I thought my first 2 jobs paid decent, and I thought maybe it'll just be that way. And I think there's a ceiling to teaching English, and that ceiling is usually like $3,000. I haven't met anybody that gets paid more than that. So and I also meet a lot of people that have terrible experiences. Like the guy that I'm working with now, I just started working there maybe a couple weeks ago. He told me that he's had really bad experience with the same companies that I know of that have bad reputations, and he wants to leave as well. And yeah, and I think teaching is, for me, I enjoy teaching, but a lot of these companies really make you not like it. And so I think people that want to teach English in Japan, I think if you're young, right out of college, do it for 2 years and then leave. But I don't think it's something that you can do for a long time. I thought that I could do it, and I thought I could just stay here and retire. But more and more, a lot of these companies, they kind of just use and abuse you, and it's kind of like similar to working like at a Walmart back home. But at the same time, you can get by with the money, but you're not gonna like flourish with it. You're not gonna buy all the things that you want to buy, but you can still survive and live here. If you want to do that, you can do that for a long time, actually. And I think the best things to do if you want to live here for a long time is just to jump school to school and find the perfect school, because there is that perfect school, but it's just hard to find. So overall, right now I'm working at an international kindergarten. The kids are good. The staff is really nice, but overall the pay is really low, and I'm not sure how much money I can save by working here. But yeah, I just want to make sure I get everything that I wanted to come across, because I didn't expect this video to be so long. I started in February, and now it's like September, and I only thought it was gonna take me like maybe like a month or two. Maybe I was gonna take a month off and just relax, but it's been a pretty long break, and the fact that there was this pandemic really kind of pushed it even longer. And I think if there wasn't a pandemic, I think I probably could have found the job a lot sooner. But I just feel like with my experience through this, I feel like it's getting harder and harder to live a comfortable life teaching English. I would say like a couple years ago, like 2 years ago before I started, I would say everybody come here. It's you know, just, and I think I was saying that in my earlier videos, like just come here to Japan, great, everything's whatever. But teaching English, most people, I would say 75%, either end up hating it, or they just get a bad experience from teaching. So I think and that's another thing too, like people that want to come to Japan, they only want to come to Japan. Like for me, I kind of was open to anything. And if you want to teach English and you want to save money, there are so many better options. Like if you want to go to Korea, you can make so much money in Korea. China, I lived in China, it was great. It's pretty tough to live there, but they also pay pretty well. And I would probably not go to like any of the Southeast Asian countries. They don't pay that much, but the living cost is the standard of living is very low. Taiwan is another place. I would probably stay away from like European countries because they also pay very low. I'm just judging knowing from like my friends' experiences, and like South America and places like that. But I would say right now the top places are like Korea and China that pay pretty well, and Japan would probably be like third. But the life in Japan is really nice. I love living in Japan. Japan is very great to live. People are nice, things are clean, but you know, I mean, there's only a ceiling. But now if you're like in other places, like if you're like in marketing, if you're in sales, or if you work for a different, if you're working at a company that sends you here, and you make like $4,000 a month or $5,000 a month, you can live a really nice life. But as far as English teaching goes, it's gonna be pretty far and few. You're gonna go through your honeymoon stage, and then after that, you know, it's gonna be pretty tough. But yeah, I don't want to ramble, but I wanted to make sure I get everything in this video. This is a pretty long video. This could be probably a 30-minute video. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this was thorough. I just want to show you guys my experience of how I became a teacher now. Well, not how I became, but my like process of getting an English teaching job now, and how it might look for you. But I'm gonna try to edit as much as possible and try to cram this into a smaller time. But I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you have any questions, please leave a comment below. I didn't shave. I was on my way between videos, and I'm also making several other videos here. So please look out for that video, and thank you for watching. See you later. Goodbye.